And we are live. All right. All right. What is happening, good people? All right. Sorry about being late, but we're here. We are here. Um, had some life things happening, but everything's everything now. So we're gonna get this thing kicked off. How's everybody doing? You are now tuned in to another dope episode of Friday Night Live here at No BS Allowed TV with your hosts. Of course, you know who I am, that guy, King P, aka Big Game James, aka Pastor Offering, aka D Ice 9, aka the reason why you are here, also known as that guy. Basically, the man who has more AKAs than your normal HBCU. And my lovely co host, Miss Robbie. Say hello.
Hey everybody.
All right. Well, how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, hopefully everybody's had a great week. Um, my week has been up and down, but you know what? I'm here. It's Friday, and ready to rock out into the weekend. Uh, that being said, how was your weekend, Robbie?
Same as yours, ups and downs.
I can dig it. I can dig it. Well, I got my King PT on deck.
You and this tea.
Oh yeah, well, you gotta have it. Gotta stay hydrated. Gotta stay hydrated. Um, brother Sean Davis will be pulling up on me in the next few minutes. He's actually going to do the show here from my spot, so that will be cool. Um, now, what tonight's program is about is you see the title is Unpopular Opinions. Now, disclaimer: the opinions expressed tonight are of myself, are only of myself, Miss Robbie, and Mr. Sean Davis when he gets here, and whoever else that we happen to have here on the show. Um, and you got to throw that out there. What I mean, we live in a PC era. Everything has to have a disclaimer. I'm not necessarily a proponent of that, but whatever. It's whatever. I mean, hey, we got it out there. So, everything is everything. You dig? Um Now, unpopular opinion. Why is it an unpopular opinion? Because basically it's because the views expressed tonight are not going to be the norm. They're not going to be the average cookie cutter, everyday BS that you hear. So be prepared to disagree. Be prepared to like it, hate it, love it. Maybe not even want any more of it. But that's what's going down tonight. Um, a lot of things have been happening, and I'm not really one, to engage in pop culture and social media trends. However, I know that I have people who I associate with and who are part of my group and who are subscribers to my page, and that's the type of thing that they're into. And so it's good to keep abreast on these certain things, if you will. That being said, um, one of the things that's happening, uh, one of the things that's happening is, of course, that has everyone up in an uproar, is the list. If you have been living under a rock, you know that a list went viral. Um, it was created by some women, and it was saying that it listed places that were not acceptable for first dates. And I even did a video about it. You should have checked it out by now. If you haven't, it's up on the channel. Do yourself a favor, go and check that out. But anyway, it's been the talk of the internet for a minute. There's been various responses and all this, that, and the third, what have you. Um, as I expressed in my video, the list itself isn't all that bad. It's not a terrible list. Um, there's nothing wrong with a few of those places that are listed. Cheesecake Factory, for one, is not nothing wrong with Cheesecake Factory. However, if you are really trying to make an impression, or you really want to you really want to up your game a little bit, you would do something different. But if your pockets cannot handle that, then by all means, Cheesecake Factory is cool. Now, there's been, again, as I said, there's been various responses. There's been all this uproar. Of course, it's a divide. It's basically it's split down the middle between men and women. You got the men saying, "Oh well, this list was compiled by some bougie ratchet chicks and this, that, and the third and whatever," and they're just trying to be in a man's pocket, and that's what's wrong with women today. All this, that, and the third. You have the women that's like, yeah, that's right. Yada yada yada. Then you have the other women that's like, oh, well, they're like R. Kelly. I don't see nothing wrong with any of these places. Whatever. It's a bunch of talk both ways. Robbie, what are your thoughts on the list?
Like I said in the group, I have no problem with going to none of the places on the list. And with some of them, if you're dating with purpose, you're going to eventually do those. So, I mean, first date should never be at somebody else's house. Duh. That's a given.
Right,
But if
right.
you want it to be, So again, I have no problem with going to the Cheesecake Factory. I have no problem with going to Applebee's, Chili's. I mean, you can't take me on a coffee date because I think coffee is one of the nastiest things invented. But that's just me. So again, is a first date is whatever the hell you want it to be. If you want to go get some ice cream or if you want to go take a walk in the park, you should be able to do that. I mean, it's not necessarily meaning that, oh, because this is our first date, you should be going breaking the bank. No, I don't agree with that.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
impression, but you could leave an impression by not breaking the bank as well.
that's true. That most definitely is true. I don't really, again, I don't have a problem with the list, and I don't think it's a bad thing. But I have to call a spade a spade. Unfortunately, it's a lot of twos and fews out there who think that they should be, wind and dine, to the nines, if you will, and that's not what's up.
It's
That's
not.
not what's up because you know, if you talking about going to the hottest steakhouse in your city and all this, that, and the third or whatever, and but you've never been there, and that's really not your get down. I'm gonna need you to relax. I'm gonna
Facts.
need you to relax. You know what I mean? It's too much of that. It's a lot of cap going on. You know, um,
Cheese
you
sandwich.
know, you got a lot of folks. You got a lot of women who basically, they these are golden corral chicks. You know what I mean? They did something stank for some chips and a drink. And now you want to try to sit up there and act as if, oh, you so high class and you just can't be bothered with Cheesecake Factory. Man, get the entire fuck out of here. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Hell no. But on the flip side, though, on the
If you
flip side,
have to
on
the
the
flip,
flip,
raining too.
on the now y'all know I'm an equal opportunity offender. It's some cats, yo, that honestly they shouldn't even be worried about any of that as far as where not to take a woman to and all this, that, and the third or whatever, because they shouldn't even be trying to holler at nobody. All right. Um, you talking about gold diggers, but you ain't got no gold, bruh. This ain't that conversation ain't for you. See, the problem is when these particular things, as with all things that get popular, it draws it draws a plethora of individuals that unqualified individuals. It's like, yo, come on, man, come on, get the entire fuck out of here for real. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And people are really in their feelings about it. And then you have the other the two cool for school individuals, which I always laugh at them. Oh, yo, y'all been talking about this. I mean, it's what people do. It's what people do. You know what I'm saying? When things become popular, everyone puts in their 2 cents. You know what I mean? You trying to sit over there and act like you better than everybody else or whatever, or whatever. Man, stop it. Just relax, relax. Nobody's taking you out any damn way.
Did you see this?
Did I see who the Benz list?
Yeah.
I saw it. I didn't read it all, but like that that was some whack shit though, because you know what I mean. You
My
know, because talking about black women, I mean, come on, man. That sounds like some He-Man woman hater shit. That's not cool at all. You know, I mean,
it's just like
whoever
someone that said that men should not date single mothers. I'm like, okay, if he wants to, that's his choice.
I say that if you are a man who if you're a man who has no children, no, you shouldn't date single mothers. I mean, but if that's what you want to do, go ahead, rock and roll. I mean,
That's
but logically, a man who has no kids should probably be trying to link up with a woman who has no children. I mean, but hey, what do I know? People do what they want to do. People do what they want to do, and then they complain about the results.
true.
Just like it's too many unqualified too many unqualified people out here talking about shit they don't know.
True.
You know, it was a clip that I saw. It was a comedian, and he was saying that back in the day, the people who knew shit were respected by the people who didn't know shit. And it's crazy to think nowadays that all the crayon eaters, the paste eaters, the slow kids, everybody has a platform now, and all these individuals who weren't too slick in school, they rode the short bus. You know what I
Did,
mean? Now they're on the internet and everything, and they got something to say about everything. Man, shut the fuck up. I mean, just for real, just be quiet. And you could tell that, like, the lights are on, but nobody's home. You just rapping because your mouth work, and that's men and women. I mean, some of the dumbest shit that I have heard in my life has been spewed in these past few years. And it's like, oh, y'all really think that's what's up. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I mean? You got cats who look like they want to be alone all their lives. They get on the internet and they want to try to tell other men how to get women. You don't even get women. You don't get women. Nothing about your makeup says that you get women. So how are you going to tell other men how to get women?
I mean, you could tell by looking at them for real.
Yes, you can. You
Especially
can. You can, and you can listen to them and know, all right, you ain't talking about shit.
exactly. Their conversation skills always sells them out, and they fail to realize that. You ain't about shit, and you were never gonna be about shit.
Right, right. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, but it's how. I mean, hey, it's the way things are now.
Mm.
Um, by the way, if you're wherever you're watching from, wherever you're watching this program from, please do us a favor. Uh, Mainly if you are on the YouTube channel. If you're on the YouTube channel, like, get those likes up, get those likes up, and share this. You know what I mean? We want to we want to get in the algorithm. All right. We want to get in the algorithm. So, we need y'all to help us out with that. So definitely help us out. And also, if you are new here, subscribe. All right. Don't it ain't gonna hurt you. Trust me. You've done you've done weirder things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sean said he will be here within the next 8 minutes. So,
Okay.
we're going to figure out how to incorporate him into this live and direct, seeing as I don't necessarily have a suitable podcast set up yet, which that's next to get, you know what I mean? But we're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out. So anyway, let me see. Do we have let me see if we got anybody, because I saw a comment on my Facebook page. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I'm just looking, and today's Jane Kennedy's birthday. She's 72 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's still fine. I mean, you don't lose that type of fine you never lose.
Hey, not everybody's unfortunate though.
True, not everyone is unfortunate. Not everyone is unfortunate. Um,
Went to school with some folks and I'm not recognizing them at all. It's like, what the hell happened? We the same age.
well, hey, yo, I saw I saw a brother that I went to school with last week, and I just turned 49 last week. That brother looked every bit of 56, 60. Like, bro,
Life was
what's
rough.
going,
It's,
man,
life was rough.
man, hardcore. Like, yo, for real, for real. But it's crazy. It's crazy out here. Um, Another unpopular opinion. Um, Now, you may, I mean, I don't know how much into hip hop you are, but of course, I'm into hip hop, and I saw a interview with Jay Z. Jay Z was being interviewed by Gail King, and Jay Z is talking about um he wants to make music still, but he has to be inspired. Now, I like, Jay is in my top 10 of all time great MCs, great rappers.
Same.
How, However, he's been surpassed by Nas. He's been surpassed by Nas.
You know, Nas is so underrated by so many people. I'm like, you have to be an intellect to truly understand where Nas is coming from. That's why so many people underrate him. I'm like, when he put some lyrics together, he put some lyrics together. Okay. Not
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. We know that Nas is one of the best lyricists, or one of the best lyricists of all time. You can't take that away from him.
yeah, but a lot of people don't rate him as such though.
Well, a lot of people are idiots. I mean, this man. I mean, you ask Wu Tang. I mean, we talking about Wu Tang Clan. Wu-Tang holds that man in high esteem.
True.
Anybody who really knows their hip hop, they know that Nas gets busy on that mic. Just same with Jay.
Does.
We would have to say that they are, definitely contemporaries. But Nas has kept going. Nas has released 6 albums in 3 years. Jay hasn't released anything since 444.
Yeah.
And 444 it was all right. Nothing to, I mean, I don't put it in the top 5 of Jay's catalog. And so what he was telling Gail was that he just doesn't want to make tunes. He just it has to be something important. My thing is, when did we ever look to Jay for socially conscious music? We I mean, we don't expect that from him. We don't want to hear that from him. I
No.
mean, yeah, the little, the joints that he was doing, that he did on 444 was all right. That's cool, but no, 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 no. I think really what it is that Jay is looking at the landscape and he's understanding now that he can't compete.
He can't. I mean, if you really look at it, a lot of the old school rappers can't compete with what's out today because the generation that's listening to music now, they're making all these unpopular songs popular. So hearing from artists that actually used to make sense, it's not gonna fly.
I wouldn't say that. It's I mean because Jake can still wrap circles around most of these new cats.
Yeah,
The
but
thing the thing about it is that okay,
listen,
he's go ahead.
is the population going to listen to it though?
They'll listen to it because it's Jay-Z. However, I mean when you got to look at it like hold on, brother. Yeah, brother Sean's calling me. Hold on.
Hmm.
I know that. Sweetheart, that's not what I
Hey,
said.
what's going on, bro?
What did tell him I'm sorry? I missed
Yes,
the
I do. Mer-
Hey, here's what we'll do. All right, let's take him out.
no, that's hold on, bro, because I'm live. So hold on a minute.
Hmm.
Or
Yeah.
the day
Yeah.
who's up. DNA Gordon Brenstein with a man who blood crime scene, as well as the condom in Shelley's room. He's our shooter.
I hate to rain on your conviction there, Gilligan, but the fingerprint on the condom wrapper was not a match to Jordan's. With same DNA and different fingerprints, would you like to hear my theory?
Yes, please.
Identical crime twins. You should check Jordan's birth records. Already did that. According to Columbus General, Jordan Brenston was a single birth. Guy's an only child.
Ouch. You got another theory?
Doppelganger.
In double polo shirts?
And that's how doppelgangers roll. Doppelganger, identical twins separated at birth. Either way, had Archie track Shelley and her date after they left the bar.
Our guy's getting cash from the casino ATM.
Yep, so I pulled the bank records, got a name. Give your marks. Tucson address. Xavier Marks checked into the hotel on Friday, according to his room bill. Since then, is up to you.
Before we make the morning. Las Vegas police, open up. Sorry, Keith. Whoa, what the hell? You married or something?
Talk about seeing double.
You Xavier Marks. Yeah, that's right. Put some clothes on, man. Come
You sure know how to wreck a party. Or you can join in, handsome.
You into twins, Mr. Marks?
Oh, come on. Who is my officer? Just get dressed. I don't know what Jordan Branson. I don't have a brother. I'm not a child.
You're telling me that you weren't born September 18, 1987.
A Virgo? No, I'm a Gemini.
Of course you are.
May 22nd, 1989. I'm in Louisiana, St. Joe's Hospital. Look it up.
What are you doing in Vegas?
I want a free trip on the internet. All expenses paid.
You know him?
No. Who is it?
He's the guy you shot this morning.
Excuse me? I think you saw what
Oh.
Friends are very demanding. I think I got one. Personal.
Oh man.
Wait,
All right. Yeah, I'm back. Were you keeping the people entertained? With your incredible singing voice.
hell no, I wasn't. Surely was not.
Well, see, damn it, damn it. You gotta entertain the people. It's a show business. You gotta entertain the people. Um.
Where's
Anyway, as you know, Sean will be here in a moment. He will be here in a moment. So, um, that's what's up. Um, let me. There we go.
In a lot of ways, it's better.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah. All right.
Twins can have the same DNA.
Well, hold on a minute.
Okay, so when we are done, we are going to know which twins left their blood on the casino floor.
All right.
you? I forgot to give it to you.
Huh?
But I forgot a message for you, and I never gave it to you.
Oh, okay. What was the message?
Michelle said to tell you, ain't nobody thinking about you.
Whatever. She always talking crazy. She's always talking crazy. Mm, Tell her to go sit down somewhere. Her favorite holiday is coming up. Halloween.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, her favorite holiday, Halloween's coming up.
You heard me?
Hmm?
Send her the link and tell her to join.
Send her the link. Okay. All right. Well, let me see. Well, I could send it to you, and you could just send it to her.
I didn't want to leave the screen because then they're going to start acting foolish. So that's what I told you to
Okay.
do.
Well, I'm not her Facebook friend.
Don't
That's
just
what I'm saying.
You and Sin find us our
Hold on. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me see if I can just do it from my phone.
That's what I was
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. Let me. I'm trying to work this out here. We trying to work it out here. I have to do the same thing for when Sean gets here.
Someone with their DNA put a bullet in
Okay. Let's see. Do.
the third one now. Right. At least we still know who
Does
wrote
she know that I'm going to send this to her? Well, she'll know when I send it.
Like, boom. There you go. You see how that works?
Okay, so we're talking triplets. Not
Yeah, it should. Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
born at different times.
Yeah, look for her
Unpopular.
number. Her number under evil.
Oh,
born to three different
goodness. Wow.
Let's see here. All right.
See why you Satan.
I don't. The number's not showing up. The number's not showing up. Can you send it to me, please?
Yeah. I'll just do it. Just wait.
All right.
IVF guy.
All right, but do we know if he was always a pediatrician or where did he do his internship? What was his first job? I want to know more about this.
That movie is also that food. In this case, these guys was right.
So they were planning a murder.
Trying to get away with it.
And they still think they can
Oh
go
wow.
I think it's still find that DNA.
Which makes them overconfident. That third guy is probably trying to wait us out.
But I don't know where.
Okay. All right. Well, we are waiting for Brother Sean to get here. He'll be here in a minute. Hey, what's happening, King Shit Productions? What's happening, brother? Yo, I caught your show last night. Pretty good, pretty good shit, bro. Keep that up.
Yeah, of course.
We are here talking about unpopular opinions. I was talking about how I don't think that Jay-Z can compete in the current landscape of hip hop anymore. Um, I've I I think he sees what Nas is doing, and he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that. I mean, the thing about it is that as a when you're a creative person, you're always going to keep creating. I mean, I'm sure that there's been Jay Z verses that have that have come out since his last album.
Yeah.
He's been active. Hell, he was all over Jay Electronica's album, so he's still rapping, but he's looking at what, like I said, he's looking at what Nas has done, and he's like, yo, nah, nah, because what Nas has done is like, y'all know, like how when when you watch a Rocky movie, and Rocky is it's the last round, and Rocky's been getting beat up the whole fight. Then all of a sudden he just come through with this crazy energy, and he just start punching and punching and punching. That's what Nas has done. Because a lot of people counted Nas out. They were like, oh well, he's a relic, he's this, he's that. And all of a sudden he just caught this crazy burst of creativity and just start lacing it. You know what I mean? So I don't think Jay has that in him. He's a billionaire. He's a he's a father. Nas is a father too, but Jay is still pretty much a new father, and so he's not in that space. He's definitely not in that space.
They weren't
Let's see here.
giving away what was hers.
Jay is at a different level of hip hop now. Nas blended into this new era, new wave very well. Exactly. He blended into the new wave. He blended into the new wave. He adapted his skill set to what's happening now. Again, I'm not saying that Jay cannot. It's just that Jay don't have it in him. He's not in. He as of this moment, I assure you, that man has been in the recording studio, been recording and whatnot. He ain't just been sitting back, just eating bonbons. But the stuff that he's creating isn't. It's whack, and so he doesn't want to be because here's the thing: as a creative, when something just ain't hit. When it's not hitting, and
Yeah.
so
Hold
so
on.
so Jay isn't trying to blemish his record, because you got to understand, Jay has been the biggest shit talker in hip hop history, hands down. What do we know Jay for? Big money talk.
So
Yep.
that it doesn't go through.
Big money talk. So again, he's not trying to blemish he's not trying to blemish his record, none of that. But he definitely is trying to control the narrative. He's definitely trying to he's definitely trying to make it to where people are like, all right, yeah, Jay just isn't inspired. He wants to make important music. Give It To Me wasn't important. Girls, girls, girls wasn't important.
Hangers up.
It was not. Big Pimpin' wasn't important.
No, but people love them.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Hold on a minute. Hold on, because brother Sean is texting me again. Let's see here, and we got another comment. Jay won't sound the same to the masses anymore. The billionaire concepts won't hit as hard with this generation of music. You're right.
That's what I was saying. Would the masses listen? And no, they would not. They would not listen to Jay Z about what he has to say.
No, because they're like, all right, man, you made a Billy. You know what I mean? Um, it's like, nah, you married to Beyonce. Come on, man. They ain't trying to hear that. The masses aren't trying to hear that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's high school. He's been dead for a while. Looks like an overdose.
Credit cards.
All right, but yeah, they I mean, the most mature Jay has sounded on record, with the exception of
Bills.
444, has to be American Gangster. Now, I love the American Gangster album. If Jay could tap into that and amp that energy up, yeah, he could drop that. He can drop that. He can definitely drop that. With everything that's going on, like with Griselda and all that, that boom bap, the resurrection of boom bap, as they say. Yeah, Jay can fit into that. He could do it. But the thing of it is, does he want to though?
No, that man don't have to put out another album if he don't want to. He has so many other things going on.
And you think that Nas doesn't? I
I'm,
mean, here's the thing. Nas isn't no slouch. I mean, Nas is worth a few hundred billion, a few hundred mil himself. So it isn't as if he has to keep rapping. It's just that he chose to. He chose to expand and evolve. Jay, unfortunately, is he stopped. He stopped. And when you stop, it takes a lot to keep going, especially when you've reached the heights that he has.
mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, that American Gangster album was flames. It was flames. Hello Brooklyn. I could do without that. Not wasn't really a fan, but um, yeah, I listen to American Gangster a lot. Um, I listen to Reasonable Doubt a lot. Um, Volume One, yeah, but Volume One it has some great rapping, but it has some terrible songs. Sunshine being one of them. Trash, complete trash. And and the city is mine is a great song, but it should have been executed better. It just should have been executed better. Um, let's see, Hard Knock Life. Hard Knock Life had great songs. I don't consider that a great album. Don't consider it a great album. But it had the hits. It had the mega hits.
It did.
It had the mega hits. Um, but he wasn't. But he wasn't rapping like how he was rapping on the previous two albums, though. You know, we didn't get a Streets is Watching on Hard Knock Life. We didn't get. We didn't get. And that we didn't get that the evils and all that on Hard Knock Life. We got hits, we got bangers, but like, okay, Money Cash Holes, he got out rapped by X. Now there's no shame in that, because this was X in his prime, so you weren't doing nothing with that. You weren't doing nothing with that. But yeah, he once he found that formula, to make great hits and make and what have you, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. We weren't getting any more Friend or Foe or anything like that, and that's just what happened.
Gus will put you back to work.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, Marcy to Hollywood, another dope song, another dope song,
Before we have our shooter.
Look at page 2. And about every girl.
and facts. Sunshine should have gotten him locked up. Yeah, yeah. That and that other, what was that song that he had on the It was for the soundtrack of a movie with Martin Lawrence. What is it? The one where he had the video where he was in them big ass pants. Um, Talking about diamonds or girl's best friend. I forgot the name of the song, but that right there is like, come on, man, come on, yo, trash.
Can I give you a hand?
I want to lick the back of Rihanna's kneecap. Off topic. All right, all right. Hey, hey, get it in. Hey, if she, hey, you never know. You may be able to make that happen. Nothing's impossible.
You're coming home.
Nothing's impossible. Rihanna is a little too young for my taste, but but she fine though. She's a little too young though.
They never used to pay attention to Rihanna before she got a little thick.
No, they were paying attention to her, especially around the when Umbrella and all that. Like Umbrella, she was like yo, all right, yeah, 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 yeah. But definitely when she got that that grown woman weight on her, it's like oh okay, all right.
Yeah.
But no, when she came out with Ponder Replay and all that, nobody was paying attention to her like that. But when she started hit with the umbrella and all that, like, oh, okay, all right. But
From it's gonna be
yeah,
big. Yeah, she gonna blow.
yeah, the glow up was real for her. It was real for her
She'll
because
piss-
when she first came out, she was kind of ashy.
Great place down
She's
She was
pissing
kind of ashy.
music no more though.
She's a billionaire again. A
I
billion. I mean,
need her to get in the damn studio.
Earn your money on this one, huh?
well, hey, she is an island gal just like you. I mean, hey, send her a message.
She need to go do her thing. Okay, that's what she
I
need.
mean, well, right now, ASAP Rocky, he keeps shooting the club up, so he kind of hard to do that.
Hey, she while making babies, ain't nothing wrong with that. She might not just be able to go on tour, which she probably still could, but
We get a hit on our suspect.
I'm not a fan of Rihanna nor her music. I mean, she's nice to look at, but only one Rihanna song that I like, and that's Rude Boy, and that's more or less the I like the beat, but beyond that, I view her just like I view Beyonce or Janet Jackson. Like I will watch a Beyonce video with the sound turned down. Same thing with Janet Jackson.
I like Rihanna music more than I like their music. I'll tell you that much.
They just don't do it for me. I mean, the pop charts just don't do it for me. It's just not my thing. I like my music a bit more rounded and depraved, I guess. I
That's the ISU.
said I got something for ASAP. Hey man, look, yo. Hey, that young boy doing this thing. Hey man, don't get hurt messing around. Don't do that. We need you here, brother. It ain't worth it. Let that man have his thing. Let that man have his his situation.
He got issues. Right?
That man said he ready to fight. He ready to do something. He ready to look. You're gonna have to come on up off that. Said she need to come through and moisturize his beard.
All that.
Oh shit. Oh man. Well, another unpopular opinion. We can stay in the music. We can stay in the music. Unpopular opinion. Marvin Gaye's "I Want You" is the best R&B soul album ever, hands down. I defy anyone to name me a better R&B record from top to bottom.
Jam down Kevin chance is throw it in your hands.
And the crazy thing is, Marvin wasn't singing about anything other than just getting some. See, nobody can do it. You don't come to me about nothing by the dude by Kells and all that. Nah, it ain't rocking what I want you. Let's think about the title track of by itself. Back in the day, all right, you're a DJ and you got the new Marvin Gaye album. You put that needle on, and boom, you hear these luscious, lush instrumentals and all that, and you notice that, damn, Marvin ain't even sang yet. It's been going on for a minute. The hell happened? What's going on here? But then when he do step to the mic, it's like, wow. I mean, because Marvin it came, he gave us what's going on. The one of the greatest albums of all time. Then hit us with that Trouble Man soundtrack, solid. Then he gave us Let's Get It On. A lot of babies were made with that. Marvin was like, yo, I got something else though. Got something else. Got this over here in the tuck. What y'all know about this? Boom. You know what I mean? Like the joint, Soon I'll Be Loving You Again. Like Marvin was the first R&B cat to talk about oral sex on a record. Because back in the day, men weren't talking about, they weren't talking about getting, going down like that.
Yeah, they always saw it as taboo, even if they did it.
Right. So see, again, just the vocals, just the instrumentation, just the production overall. Yeah, the hands down the best R&B album ever. Best R&B album ever. You can argue with your mama about that. Did you reach out to Miss Shelf?
I did.
Okay. I'm sure that Evil will be coming along in a few moments whenever she,
She was like, "What are you talking about?" See? Let me go answer. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, sir. Classic album, most definitely. What up, Sean Quick? What's happening, brother? Now, here's the thing. I love Sade. Y'all know I love Sade. There will be no Sade slander tolerated on this channel. However, Sade does not have a I want you. She doesn't have an I want you. She doesn't. I mean, I may want Sade, but she don't have an I want you. You know what I mean? Just saying. I mean, she has, no ordinary love and all that smooth operator. That's great, but she don't have an I want you in there in her catalog. Is it a crime? All that she don't have that. Lovers Rock is great. It is a great album. It is not I Want You. I mean, when you listen to I Want You, you actually hear like a man really yearning for a woman. It's basically a sexual love letter to his then wife, his soon to be wife. Cats don't get down like that, no more. Nobody writes love songs anymore. Nobody even likes to talk about love. So, you know, that ain't even what's up. You couldn't even pay anybody nowadays to write a decent love song. Mm. Excuse me, yo. I'm still trying to see where brother Sean is. Anyway, another unpopular opinion. Now, y'all know the NBA season just started. So, I got to say this. I've never publicly weighed in on this debate, which should not be a debate, but it is what it is.
Sorry, guys, I gotta go to work.
LeBron James is not better at basketball than Michael Jeffrey Jordan. We need to stop that. We need to stop it. we need to stop it. It's some BS. It's some manufactured nonsense. I like LeBron. He's a great player, top 5 all time. However, when we start talking about the greatest of all time,
Detective Sam.
I've never watched a game that LeBron was playing in and wanted to go hoop and was inspired to go hoop afterwards. Now, granted, I was I was fully an adult once, when LeBron came on the scene. However, when you watch Mike play, you wanted to get out there and try to emulate that. You wanted to, even if you couldn't jump a lick. Can't hear you, Robbie. Even if you couldn't jump a lick, you couldn't do you couldn't do all that stuff. You just wanted to get out there. You wanted to play. Mike inspired you to play. I, I, LeBron is a great player. Again, he's a great player, but nah. And there's all this hype. There's all this hype about him being the all-time leading scorer and whatnot. That's a longevity record. It's a longevity record. And you also have to factor in that today it's easy to score. Hell, my old ass could get out there and score 10, 15 points a game in today's NBA. And see, that's another thing. That is another thing. Because I see that there's a comment. Yes, right. He's great in his own right. He's great in his own right. Definitely top 5, but nowhere near Jordan. Correct. Just ask Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe Bean Bryant. That's another thing. How is it that Kobe gets penalized in this debate? Why is it that okay, we say that Kobe is basically the closest thing that we had to Jordan. Well, how is it that the player who was closest to perfection gets penalized and LeBron surpasses him? Somebody make that make sense. Hold on, y'all. Sean's here. Let me let him in. Oh, knocking down things. Good Lord.
Well, once you are, that's all you do.
Oh.
Go on. So the more you fish, Vegas, witness recognized. So
Now I got to figure out how we gonna do this because I'm like Nas. I got one mic. But we're gonna figure this out.
Just sit over here.
We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out. All right. Come on in. Come on in. Oh damn. I ain't got no insurance, so
Yeah.
you can have this seat here. Shit, I don't know how we gonna do this, but I guess. Well,
Send me the link.
yeah, I'll
Send me
see.
the link.
Yeah. I'll send you the link.
Okay.
I'll send you the link. And well, yeah, you can sit right there though.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sit right there. And
There's feedback as usual.
yeah,
I asked that.
or you can put your phone on silent or mute or whatever. Yeah. Mr. Davis is here. We here trying to figure it out. Hold on. Bring him in. All right. There you go. And up here knocking stuff down and everything. Go. All right. Where did Robbie go? Yeah, I don't know where she went. She'll be back, I guess. All right, here she is. Don't
Yeah,
know.
you was telling me you couldn't hear me, so the only way I could get back in was to leave and come back.
Okay, all right. Cool, cool, cool.
Hi,
But anyway,
Eslat.
And the call out was a suspicious blood pool near a dumpster. I ran the DNA, matched the blood in the alley to DNA from Robert's toothbrush. Next day, Vega got a lead on Carl Bowden.
that's not. Do you have a Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here,
All I use Google Chrome, right?
yeah, but I'm saying as far as your mic, here, put this in there. Yeah, put this in the bottom of your phone. Turn that on.
So that's all we have left.
All right, clip that to your shirt.
Morgan's on her way back from long storage building.
Giving him a mic.
Greg, I want you to help her go through. You got it? Ben, Dick, and I will go to the alley. I want to take a look at that scene. Okay, this is right around the area where the crime occurred, right here.
All right. You need any water or anything?
No, bro. I was talking about stuff like that.
Nothing ever really
Okay.
that much, except this dumpster, or one like it, was over there.
And where was the blood pool?
It was right over here, near the dumpster. And it was
Waiting for Brother Sean to get everything together. Now seeing this lets me know that I need to get a podcast set up so we can so I can actually have guests in my in my humble abode.
You slipping.
I mean, hey, well, this was all kind of spur of the moment, but we
Well,
can
you
get
know
it
you
together.
don't have people in your house anyway, so
No,
you
I
ain't
don't.
friendly.
Nah, I don't. I'm not. But I mean, Sean's my brother, so it's all good.
I know that. Two spawns of Satan.
So there was an insult in there somewhere. I just didn't hear.
There she goes, spawns of Satan stuff again. All right, hold on. Here we go. I'm bringing him on here. There we go.
Hi, Eslat.
No, how is that me? Spawn of Satan. Stop that.
Oh, we got some feedback somewhere.
Because y'all are too close to each other.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
There you go. It was just simply because y'all were too close together.
This.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Spawn of Satan.
That's what you are. Hi.
Spawn of Satan. Whatever.
Spawn of Satan. That's
Such disrespect.
Yeah.
Just such disrespect.
Just
Just wrong.
I just want y'all to know that I'm glad that Libra season is over. I mean, it
You
should
are
have
a hater.
it should have been skipped, in my opinion, but I'm so glad it's over.
Man, who
Blasphemy.
Who hurt you?
Right.
Who hurt you?
Libras.
Who hurt you? Who
Libras.
hurt you?
Libras.
Oh.
We've done nothing wrong to you. If anything, you did something wrong to a Libra.
That's a damn lie.
You know what?
Whatever.
To include an entire astronomical group of individuals is just the epitome of racist.
That's an unpopular opinion. You see?
I hope you know that. I just hope you know that.
That's
To
an unpopular opinion.
an entire people simply because they were born between the end of September
Yes.
and
The
the end
worst
of
time of year.
What? That's discrimination. There's laws against this. There's laws against this, and you're not gonna keep doing this.
I agree.
You're not gonna keep doing this.
I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
find
I
it.
got a personal problem, but
I'm
it's
gonna find
okay.
it. If anybody got a personal problem with you,
No.
Exactly.
I'm alright.
Personal problem.
I have, my missus, like, she loved this Libra. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
That's unfortunate.
Unfortunately.
Right. I mean, my wife loves me sometimes, but I mean, it's all good. There's some love somewhere. Some love somewhere.
I mean, I love you sometime too, P, but hey, you still a Libra. You still respond to Satan. It's okay.
What?
You know what? What we supposed to talk about? Let's just move on.
We're talking
Clearly,
about it.
Miss
Unpopular
Robbie
opinion.
is
That's
not
my
going.
unpopular opinion. Libra suck. That's my unpopular opinion. How about that?
I mean, maybe a nipple or two.
Nah. Libras do
I
not
don't
suck.
know about like
Libras are the great. Libras are the goats.
Unpopular
Unpopular opinion. Virgos and Cancers are the bane of the earth. I don't have any problems with Virgos. Cancers are crazy. Now if you'd have said Taurus, I'd have been right there with you.
I have nothing against Virgos.
Virgos just think they're right all the time.
It
doesn't matter. They just think they're right.
That's true. They're thinking that they're perfect. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, they think they're us. That's what it is. They think they're us.
No, you said us?
Libras. They think they're us. Libras.
How can the sponsor Satan be perfect?
I'll have since you keep on talking about spawns of Satan, Lucifer was an angel.
Until he wasn't. You see how that works? That's why
No,
y'all are the spawns of Satan.
No. He's still an angel.
That's where y'all skills
cast
come
out of
in.
heaven.
At one point you had a little goodness, and then that
Uh,
unbalance just came in. Shoot.
If you flip hell upside down, it's heaven.
there you go.
Just saying.
And again, and some evil is good.
I don't know about all of that, but okay.
And when you get some evil ass, okay. But I digress. What are we discussing tonight, people?
Unpopular opinions.
Unpopular opinions.
Yep.
Unpopular opinions. We're discussing unpopular opinions about pop culture and today's goings on in society, if you will. I was saying that I was talking about this whole Kobe and Jordan debate, which there should not be a debate because
you were actually talking about LeBron, and then they mentioned
Kobe. Yeah.
Because to me, LeBron can't be in the same category as MJ. That would never happen in my book. But that's just me. I grew up watching MJ. MJ was the GOAT. It is the GOAT. He would always be the GOAT.
Yeah.
There's clearly no pushback for me. I think part of the problem in these discussions is there's no opening for nuance. And it's always like if I say it's got to be, I can point this out, I can point that out, and point this out. But generally, that's just coming from your personal opinion, right? You might feel that way, like, and what I truly dislike is when you say like Mike is the GOAT, right, and you say LeBron is not. That's not to say LeBron isn't a good player or a great player. You're not saying that's not what's being said. But what's simply said, I think what Robbie puts it best is in my generation when I grew up, that was the standard. That was the standard. And that's how my perception, how I view it is, if I go somewhere 6 times where it's the hardest place in the world to play, and I win all 6 times, well, I mean, like I just that's me. That's how I view it. Like I don't think you can discredit, LeBron going to what was it, 10 times
Yeah,
straight
he's
in the
been to the
East.
finals 10 times. He's been
Yeah,
to the
in the
finals
East,
10 times.
that's you know what I'm saying. It's not to say that's not something to be to appreciate that accomplishment. But in that same breath, you know, I don't view it the same way other people do. But it's like there's just no room for a nuanced conversation. Like just because I believe it's the go, I mean, when it's all said and done, somebody else gonna have a different opinion too. But I do
Yeah,
agree
they're
with
gonna have a
people.
different opinion.
But
Yeah,
I do agree with people say like we talking about LeBron and you just not gonna bring in Kobe. Like you just gonna leapfrog Kobe.
right, right.
Before we
They
even
penalize
Exactly.
Kobe.
if you're gonna have a discussion at all, he has 5. He's got 5,
Exactly.
Correct.
Can't
and
take
he
away
stayed
from.
home.
He stayed. He stayed with the Lakers 20 years.
Sure
So,
did.
but I think I think that's probably the worst thing about unpopular opinions. Like it's. But you know what partially what I think it is too, and I'm just coming on telling what you guys are talking about. I believe unpopular opinions have become a lightning rod for profitability.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying previously. In the past few years, some of the dumbest things known to mankind have been said and being presented as gospel, as being presented as facts, and people have built platforms off of that. And it's like, wow, for real?
All you need is one person to believe in, and then it's gonna run through everybody else.
Correct, correct. Unfortunately,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
Michelle said to tell you that she's not camera ready, so she won't be on. She was like,
whatever.
I'm sitting over here in my duster coat. She was like, I'm chilling.
In other words, she's sitting over there in her cloak,
And that's
summoning
more your
bats,
speed, but hey,
summoning bats,
that's
and
more
all
your
that,
speed,
and
hey.
Not something like that.
that's all that is.
Not
That's
something
more
like
your
that.
speed, but hey,
Nah, 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 whatever. Anyway,
that's what devils do.
nah, devils do. Now, I don't know nothing about what devils do. Honestly, I
Yes,
don't.
you do. You're one.
No, no. Your friend is one.
No,
We know
no, no.
we're not gonna keep going round and round with this.
She's a Pisces. There ain't nothing devilish about that. Mm-mm.
Right.
There's a, you
all of
do.
y'all who are all of you who are within the sound of my voice, yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all like how Tom told Jerry, don't you believe it.
Don't you believe it?
Yes.
I'm a
Well,
hater.
another unpopular that I personally have is that we can go back to the whole music thing. Um, that these Suki Hanas and Sexy Reds and all that, they are they are basically being promoted to destroy hip hop. I mean, every year, so every year within the past, I would say within the
Hop has been
past,
in a downward
I was
spiral.
say what?
Hip hop has been in a downward spiral, though.
Yeah, but now it's really like they're really trying to rush it into the toilet. But it's just a case of history repeating itself because see, I'm going to date myself here. Now
We
it's
already
not. We everybody know that I'm old, whatever.
As am I.
So you were around when MTV first came along, right? And they only had 8 videos to play, and they played they played it and played it, and played it. We thought it was the best thing ever. All right, well, along with hip hop's explosion in the mid '80s, there was this phenomenon called hair metal. Yeah, you had all these glam metal bands, acts like Poison and Cinderella and Motley
Van
Crue
Halen.
Van Halen, all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like everybody with a guitar and some hairspray was on MTV 24/7. All
True.
right. And they were selling millions of records and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Selling out stadiums, everything. And but each year the groups that were coming out were getting more and more ridiculous. And people was just like, man, we need something new. We need something. And then all of a sudden, out of Seattle came three dudes with some flannel, some flannel shirts on, and they were depressed, calling themselves Nirvana, and that was it. Well, see, the same thing is happening to hip hop. Each year, it just keeps getting more and more degenerate, getting more and more ridiculous, and people are just like, yo, I can't can't get with this. We're talking about mainstream now. Now, independent and underground hip hop, that's something totally different. But what's going on in the mainstream? They're basically they use mainstream as a measuring stick for everything. They're going to come. They watered it down. They beat it down to such a degree that anybody can do it. It's like Geico. Even a caveman can do this. And then the next thing you know, that's it. And the only people who will actually be doing what we identify as hip hop will be people who don't look like us, and that's already happening. So in my unpopular opinion, these ratchets and everything, because why are they being promoted so heavily? No, why are they being promoted so heavily? It isn't because they look good. It used to be because at least you look good. These bras look like something off the bottom of somebody's shoe.
I think we know the answer to that question. We don't answer that question. I don't want to cut off Ms. Rob. Did you want to say something first, or you want me
No,
to?
go ahead.
Okay. That's discussion as you pointed out. It seems that it tends to happen every year as of late. And I started to push back a little bit on the fact that I don't like when people say that it's killing hip hop. I don't think you can kill hip hop. I don't think you can, me personally. But I do understand a distinct and an unwillingness to understand the perspective from where what we call ratchetness comes from, right? How you want to target it, how you want to put it that way. But the minute, but I shouldn't say the minute. Like I had a discussion with my colleague on our podcast, but it wasn't on the podcast. We had a discussion about it, and I was like, I think too often we act like we haven't always, as a society, profited from the sexuality of women. Right. That is, what I'm saying, that has been a foundation that is carried on through. And it's just, what I'm saying, the more and more exposure has gained more and more profit. And those individuals continue to have keys to those doors. And I think what unfortunately is happening in the era of hip hop that we don't get along with is a phrase I say quite often, people, you can't be what you can't see. And I think there is a degree where they look at that as being successful, right? And maybe as unfortunate as it is, that success is stemmed to other people believing that they can do it too, and as Double P mentioned, like they feel like anybody can do it, like it's just something to do, and like you say now, you have avatars or other people of a different race who have once again co-opted what it is to be a black person until it's time to be a black person.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So like, but I also gave it. I think me and my wife were discussing. I gave a good example of like, because the reason I feel like hip hop it's not going to die, that you can't kill it. Right. I used LL Cool J's tour as the best example, in my opinion. Right. So LL, I think he's with the Roots and some other groups, and they're doing a tour, right?
Right.
what LL is doing, he has done for almost 4 decades. And if he chooses to, he can do it for 2 more decades. Unfortunately, when we look at what we may call ratchet or what they're doing or how they're using their sexuality, their bodies that way, that is not going to hold up past your 30s and your 30s. Hips will be replaced. There'll be issues. You know what I'm saying? There'll be concerns, and then so that I feel like that is a hurdle in there of a nuanced discussion that needs to be had, because my thing is I don't want the black infighting amongst each other. I want to understand and respect what you're doing or how you're trying to do that, but in the same token, like I can't tell you how to make your money, especially if you're a woman. Right, you know what I'm saying? You trying to, like, I know we use the term a lot, get that bag, right? But I think we also would have to agree, and maybe to what you're saying here is, even prior to what the ratchetness is going on, no one race is, no one individual has been more disrespected than a black woman, except for a black man. But that, with that being said, I think that's the discussion we're missing here. To sit down and to understand, okay, you're doing this, but what are you doing with the money, right? How are you giving back? How are you, trying to be a representation for those young ladies that do see you, right? I would say this. I guess the example I would give, and I'll let Ms. Robbie, bring in what she wants to. I thought it was very interesting as I peel back layers on Meg Thee Stallion, right? Her lyrics are as raunchy as they get. Her movements are as raunchy as they get. But she went back in the community. She paid people college student loans off. She went and she finished school. And she's found a way to market herself, and not just that ratchet way, but to have her money make money for her, and also put that back into a community. Now, to go to Philip's point, right? But that's not what spotlight. We don't go back to that, right? We just simply discuss what her and Cardi did on a video that we thought was just completely distasteful. So, like, I would like to see them have a solution-based dialogue to try to further understand each other and use that power of the purse and the attention that they're giving in a more positive way, to open up that discussion. But I think the minute that we say that you're killing hip hop, which is paying them money, the way they look at it, I think we lose the ability to communicate with each other. But I do think there's valid points on both sides of that unpopular opinion. But I think it really needs to have a dialogue, a solution-based dialogue, too, if we want to curb those stereotypes or what we believe we're seeing as to be the death of hip hop.
Fair point. Miss Robbie,
Mm-hmm.
do you have anything to add?
I don't personally listen to either one of the females, so I can't tell you one of their songs. I can't even tell you a lyric. So I just know of Sukihana because I've seen her on Love and Hip Hop, and she's ratchet on there, just like she's ratchet in her music. And
That's
she,
what problem. That show there just completely. It is just, oh man, that's the one. Like
she has said some things in interviews, and it's like, you don't seem like you're all there, you know.
Crayon eater.
So it's like, yeah, you trying to feel bad because you got all these kids to support, but what are you really showing your kids?
and I think there's a certain level of detachment that happens too when you start making money doing that. Like I feel like you to a degree, like I think to a degree, and I don't mean this in a negative connotation. I don't want anybody to take this and run with it, but to agree, to a certain point, I think when we as Black people start to actually see us make a profitable gain in the direction, I think we feel old. It's old to us. Like, this is my reparations. We should have this, and for somebody to tell you to stop doing it, I think it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. But but again, I think that's a nuanced conversation too. That goes into the psyche and the understanding of what it is to be, what it is to be affluent, or just rich.
True, true, true. I will say this because I'm not hypocritical at all. Now, we had you remember the rapper Choice back in
Yes.
the day? She was on Rap a Lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like one of the first chicks that I ever heard talking about eating, eating the groceries.
Hey
You know what I
man, Kim
mean?
used to go hard too, though, dog.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, I'm getting to Kim. I'm getting to Kim. But see,
That's
but we also had
girl. Yeah.
we also had BWP. We also had HWA. You
Adina
know,
Howard. Is that who you
Dina
was talking
Howard, all that.
about? Yeah.
Hell, and even stretch it all the way back. Shout out to the OG Millie Jackson. You know what I
Fact.
mean? But here's the thing. Okay, with all of these women now, we knew that HWA and all that, them, they were gimmick groups, and they weren't promoted more than anything other than a gimmick. If we sell some copies of their record, whatever. All right, but where it started getting funky at is because, like, after Foxy and Kim and all that and whatever, now mind you, those ladies could spit. You know what I
Fact.
mean? They could spit.
Fact.
These chicks now, they spitting all right, but it ain't rhymes. They spitting. But you're then more known for their other activities, as far as as far as being, the big part of their notoriety comes from everything but music. And they are being rewarded for the most vile, disgusting behavior and all that. You know what I mean? We didn't see, we saw, we didn't see Lil Kim crawling into no award show. We
No.
never saw that. She may
Yeah.
have showed up with, half
Yeah.
naked or something, you know what I mean, or whatever. But
Biggest crush. Biggest
we
crush.
never, we
Oh
didn't
man.
see, we didn't see Queen
Oh
Bee, we
man.
didn't see the Queen Bee doing all that. You know
Oh
what I'm
man.
saying? We didn't see Foxy Brown do, we didn't see Foxy Brown in a, in a porn and all that. We did not see that. Unfortunately, I mean, when with the advent of the stripper rap, it has just becomes just some of the most vile, disgusting music that's out there,
Mhm.
and is being performed by the most vile and disgusting individuals.
In the skin on a tiny.
Now, I'm with you as that hip hop itself can never be killed, but when I say it's destroying it is destroying certain things. I'm into the blues. I saw what happened. I learned what happened with the blues when when the powers that be came in and said, "Hey, this music is powerful. We got to do something about that. We got to do something about this." Okay, they came in. They made sure that they watered it down. Then they said, "All right, well, you know what, black folks, nobody's buying this stuff anymore. No, y'all need to do something else." And then the next thing you know, all the great bluesmen, which suddenly froze out of a genre that they created, and they had to basically begging over in England, to be noticed because all the good blues all of a sudden was being performed across the water. I mean, hell, Buddy Guy didn't get recognized until he was damn near 40. We're talking about Buddy Guy here. They're doing the same thing with hip hop. They're doing That's exactly what they're doing. They're breaking it all the way down. They're making it look, look and appear as if it's worth nothing. And hey, you know what? They'll start rewarding the thoughts and the ratchets and all that other stuff. Hey, don't worry about actually rapping good. Just worry about being just the most disgusting and vile human being that you can be. And hey, brother, if you want to get out here and delete some people and whatever and all that, yeah, go do that because they're gonna make you go viral. Don't worry about actually being able to be good at rapping. Hey, as long as you can string some words together, it's cool.
And have a body,
Well,
especially if you're a female. Have a body.
so
Well, no, it isn't even that because again, if you're talking about these new chicks, they ain't got no body. They ain't got no body.
I mean, Well, put it this way, they
I
ain't got
mean,
a
they
body
have
that
they
ain't got a body that be like, oh shit. It's like, yeah,
it's like
is that a bullet wound?
right, what right, like ugh.
Did you come here after your C-section? Ma'am.
Right. You got a
So
bunch of
like
you got a bunch of walking yeast infections on your rapping, and that's not what's up. That's not what's up at all.
I agree. So like that, so you have addressed an open problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the solution?
Well, the solution is that we
Sean
as
Quick, yeah, Kill did kind of tip that neck and back shit. That Sean
yeah
Quick, you
yeah
right, bro.
yeah yeah
You all
she
right.
did
You
she
all right.
did.
That was like that. You didn't even need a video for like. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
If I had pearls, I'd clutch them.
Yeah, when that song dropped, I was like, "Well, damn, they let that in." Okay.
Yeah. But what I was saying is double P. Like I think you make a valid point. I do agree with you on some of those levels, but I guess what I'm saying is that how do we solve that problem? How do we solve that problem? How do you think we solve that problem?
Well, we have to get the awareness out there first and foremost. Now, there's still always going to be individuals. There's always going to be people who engage in plantation activities. It's just what it is. All right. So we're not going to reach it. We're not going to reach those who want to engage in foolishness. But there's going to be some people that say, "All right, well, you know what? I'm gonna steer away from that. I may not make the millions or the quick hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever that these people are getting, but I'm actually going to be respected. I'm actually going to be around for a while. I mean, there's still a lane for people who actually want to create genuine good music. Um, the day of just slapping some shit together and calling it a song is slowly but surely coming to an end. People are tired, man.
But
I mean, y'all know I'm an artist, and I keep up on all things artist related. Do y'all know that there's 30 million songs on Spotify that have zero plays?
I could believe that. I could believe that.
But here's what's scary about that. You as a artist means you put your stuff on Spotify through whatever DSP that you use or whatever. You don't even go and stream your own shit. That's how much you think of it. So you want the world to listen to this trash? Nah, that's not happening. That's not happening. People are tired. It's so much out there, but they're tired of it. They're tired of what are being fed this garbage. It's
So
basically like a kid who stayed at the candy bar too long. They're
mhm,
getting sick.
mhm.
They're getting sick. They're like, nah, I can't keep doing this, and that's just what it is.
Right. So again, like I get that part. You're right. So that's part of what's going to help. So so again, I'm just saying this. We've identified a problem, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I think we have to find a solution that can be discussed in a way to help other people understand, like where it's coming from. Like you say, you got some people that's sick, right? So I think
Mm-hmm.
what they tend to do, like somebody like myself is like I don't support it because I don't listen to it, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
I don't stream it, I don't buy it, I don't use my Apple month to buy that song. That's me saying, okay, that's not a song for me, right? I'm a guy
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't listen to a lot of radio. I'm a guy that if I hear songs and if I like them, I would download them and they get played by me personally, right?
Right.
So I think that would be something that is something that I think what you're saying is will become a ripple effect as it goes along, right? But I do think we still need to phrase the conversation, whereas we don't talk about it in such a negative tone that people lose track of the point that you're trying to make. You know what I mean? Like when we go to that, when we talk about like how we talk about the unpopular opinion, how it
Mm-hmm.
sparks, you know what I'm saying? Like yada yada yada. Now you got people going back and forth. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, I think part of the solution there is that we've recognized that there is a problem there, and I also agree with you too that it can't last forever. Nothing lasts forever, right?
Nothing lasts
So,
forever.
so with that being said, I do think more people are going to look for more grounded music, more music they can actually relate to. That's going to happen, but I think it'll happen faster if we stop giving oxygen to that particular fire in that way. Because when we come at it that way, they get visceral, then we get visceral, and then that gets views,
Right,
right?
right, and
But
right, and
more,
the and the algorithm basically just keeps feeding you more of that stuff that you said that you don't like. So yeah,
so
I
that's
I
why I said
definitely agree.
I think I completely agree with you, but I think we're gonna have to like actually have a solution based where everybody can understand what the idea is. You know what I mean? Like, and then like, and hope that the young ladies have a management team to be like, hey man, the end game is coming. So you need to make sure you're investing what you can with what you have. Right? You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Just all those things that life has taught us because we're older now that we don't want them to miss out on. You know what I'm saying? We don't want them to miss out on. Like,
exactly,
but
and not just to go at the young ladies, all right, because these these boys that's getting signed, they're gonna
yeah.
have to stop making that op music. You're gonna
Mhm.
have to stop making music about being on the block, shooting at your ops. You're gonna have to stop doing that. You're gonna have to that's phasing out. You're gonna have to get on something else. That drill and kill and all that. You're gonna have to do something else.
And see, like and that right there, like that's like a whole nother discussion that need to be had. Like that right there, like that's not even like I don't even think that to me that's not even like a hip hop discussion now because like that art music is like literally y'all killing yourselves over corners you don't own. Like and then you know what I'm saying. Then you do a confession tape and get everybody caught in a RICO. Gentlemen, fellas.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Just
like, but
stupid,
it's like,
just
but
stupid.
I believe that right. That's to me. That's like a different type of cancer.
Yeah, it is.
That is metastasized. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
it has come from. I think that go back to a point that you made that you don't have this. You don't have to have a tremendous amount of talent in order to do so. In order to do so, just have to sound like you're a killer.
Right, right. That's it. That's it. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, just like just like back in the day. Back in the day, like if you told somebody that you was a rapper and you was whack, people would be upset about that because you was wasting their time.
Yep.
Like what? You know what I mean? It was that serious. Now it's like everybody and their mamas are rapper, or like how they say here, man. I do music. What kind of music do you do? Oh man, that lets me know you do trash. You do the same trash that everybody else is doing. I don't want to hear that. What do what are you singing about? Oh well, I don't sing. I sing in my. Oh, just shut up. Just yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
mean, I can deduce that you are on nonsense. With just by that right there. Like
But
fuck
see,
out of
like,
here.
but again, double P, and I know you're just being yourself, right? But you had that conversation with a young person that's trying to develop a character or caricature, unfortunately, of themselves, right?
Right.
And I think that type of conversation, you're just being real, but then it automatically puts them in defensive mode, right? And they're not hearing what you're saying.
Mystery.
Because what you're really saying is, brother, I'm not saying you don't have talent, but I'm saying you need to be able to define your talent in order to do this. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
again, I think sometimes for us, us old heads, our delivery can be the end of the communication when it should be the beginning. And I think we gonna need both, right? You want that, you want to give them that reality, but you also want to say, look, man, I don't, me or anybody else should not be able to piss and squash on your dream. But if that's your dream, if that's what you want to do, you need to go all in, bro. You got to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want
Yeah.
to sound like everybody else. You know, like we used Ray Charles for a long time. You know, like they just finally told him, "Hey, man, you just sound like these other guys. You need to find your sound.
Exactly.
You need to find your sound." And I think because of the fatigue of what we see as not being talent, as older heads in hip hop, sometimes I think it comes out that way. And instead of being able to open up a branch of understanding a young man and put him under your wing, right, and helping him understand that this music thing is not, you know what I'm saying, it's not just in the keyboard, it's just not in the instruments, it's not in what you write, it's in you, you know what I'm saying? And if nobody doesn't feel it from you, get that generally from you, that genuineness from you, it's not going to work. You know, like, and that's a discussion to have with somebody, because you are artists. You've dealt with music. You've done this. You have a catalog of literature of understanding, not just hip hop. Like you said, blues. You play guitar. You know, these things again need to be poured into the generation. But I think we lose that when we just tell them like that's trash.
Yeah, I could definitely feel you on that. You know, it's just like back in the day when you were, you know, you was a young blood growing up, you know, learning to play ball and whatever. You know, the old heads be like, you can't come out here on the court, you know, until you learn to play. You know, like, well, how am I gonna learn to play if y'all won't let me play? Well, you better go practice. You better go do something else.
Right.
You know, because right now you garbage, you trash. You know, but we took that as a challenge. Like, okay, y'all not gonna keep punking me. Y'all not gonna keep, you know, taking my ball and not let me play with it. You know, I'm gonna eventually get out here.
Right.
But kids don't have that in them these days.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's the thing too, though. They don't have anybody to catch them at that age to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
don't.
Like, so, okay, we can go to another unpopular opinion, right? Participation trophies.
I hate that.
If you're a coach, stop that shit.
I hate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I hate participation trophies.
Stop
Everybody
it.
should not get a trophy. You either win or you lose. That's it.
As in life.
Exactly.
As in life. So like that, I think that I believe that is an you know what I'm saying, sometimes unpopular. Oh, well, they played. Yeah, they played, but let's be honest. It was that kid and that kid is the reason why they had a 13-0 season.
Right.
Because you had them playing quarterback and middle linebacker. We figured that out really quick.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Ms. Robin.
My nephew coach got upset with me for saying something like that, because I'm like, they lost. So why are they getting trophies? No, he don't need that. He need to understand that you don't get things when you lose. No, you can keep that. Keep it.
Well,
Yeah,
they need to learn that they need to learn the lessons of failure.
Yeah.
And failure teaches us lessons. And sometimes those lessons are painful, but they are needed. You have to learn how to deal with setbacks, defeat, you know, all of that in order to win.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
we're just talking about the GOAT debate. Okay, when Michael Jordan was, you know, in the Chicago Bulls getting their asses kicked every year by the Pistons, man, people was, you know, piling on, you know, and this is what, you know, this is revisionist history. People forget this. Remember when they were talking about how Michael Jordan was just a scorer? He was George Gervin with a smile, and he wasn't ever going to do anything, and all this other stuff. And year after year, you know, the Bulls kept losing to the Pistons, kept losing. Like, oh well, he'll never be as good as Magic. He'll never be as good as Bird, and all this, that, and the third. Year after year after year, you know that had to be burning that man up. Had to be burning him up. But each year they came back and they kept getting better. Now they weren't successful until they actually broke through, but still that the process is too many avenues now designed to skip the process.
I
And
agree.
we've created a culture of of, of soft ass kids.
Very much so. Because
Well,
then you're getting rewarded just for showing up. Like, no,
No.
no, we don't do that here. We don't. No.
Rob said,
Like, oh,
we don't do that here.
I mean, you know, you just don't get a paycheck just for showing up to work.
Yeah, you have a job you have to do. And again, and I think again, it's unfortunate, but I think it leans into yet another bigger problem, a societal problem that we have, right? Reason why the reason why many of our children we may consider soft or not cut from a cloth that we came from is that the individuals who will help us understand that that cloth is necessary were either their character was either assassinated, they were incarcerated, they could not be seen on television, or as a father trying to do everything they can, legal and illegal, they weren't in their kid's life to give them those lessons, right? So
Right.
like, that's something in itself. And I think, and you know what, I think one of the reasons why it's an unpopular opinion, right? Because the idea comes from a good place, right? You want to see kids happy. You do, right? And I don't think there's anybody that would, disagree with that, right? You want to see kids happy, but you also know that this world is not always a happy place. And
Right.
the sooner you learn that, the sooner you learn how to adjust. You know what I'm saying? Sooner you learn how to adjust, and that has been taken from them. And I lean back into something too. As I think about it, too, a societal crush that I think about that came from that as well is that it used to be a parent, father or mother, hopefully both, right, could work a 9-to-5 job and go to their kids' practicing games. And they could have an interaction with the coach and have an
That
understanding.
don't happen no more, though.
Right. So because you have a parent, that has to work either 10 to 12 hours on one job.
Yep.
Or they have to work 2 jobs.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, to make sure, that they're, that they have the lights on the house and food's in the, food is in the refrigerator, right?
Right.
And,
And also to be able to pay for the travel and for them to be able to participate in said
right,
school.
which is the which is another thing altogether. Like that, I don't see like that. It breaks my heart that kids are out with their helmets asking for money for their Pop Warner games and uniforms. Like it's a $1 billion business.
Indeed, it is.
And you need to tell me you can't provide every team that's engaged or involved with proper equipment. Because you say it's going to bring these children together and help them understand teamwork and their individual effort. So again, it makes me revert back to another unpopular opinion: is don't tell me the children are the future when you don't believe they are.
True.
You can't.
I have another unpopular opinion that tags along with this subject as well. The helicopter parents. Your son or your daughter is not going to be the next LeBron, the next Serena, whatever. Not everybody's going to be at that level. Stop, y'all. A lot of y'all doing too much. Y'all coming to these games. You're making a spectacle of yourself. You're arguing with the coaches. Some of y'all smashing the coaches.
Yeah, we're trying to locate.
And your child still ain't getting no playing time. All
Some
that.
of you coaches smashing.
Very interesting voice.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
But
You're doing too much. You're doing too much. These are kids. At the end of the day, they still need to be able to, to be kids. Stop making the experience all about you. You played basketball in high school, you was pretty decent. All right, cool. Well, now this is your son's time. This
A
ain't
lot
about you.
through their kids. That's
Exactly. And if your kid does, if he or she happens to have some extraordinary talent, cool, nurture that. Do that. But again, stop making it all about you. You had your time. Let that boy, let that girl develop, and and you move out the way. Be there when they need you the most, which is to be supportive and to be their parent. You got too many people out here, trying to live vicariously through their kids, and it's sad. It is sad. So that's my unpopular opinion about that.
I find that to be very, very true. And so much so, for a moment at a game, I caught myself being like those parents. And I never forgot that. I never forgot that. Like it was it's one of those moments where you know what I'm saying, you see yourself outside of a body. Um, Part of the problem was my son was playing on the team and he was not that good. He wasn't. But he made the team, which I was. But as a father, I tried to support him. But I was realistic in that idea. But they had three other good players, three other really good players, and they were undefeated. And then they ended up going to play against a team that was much better than they were. They were bigger, stronger kids, just flat out. And I remember the kids hitting my son's team, and I'm like, man, they mushing. And then on another kickoff, they came back, and one of the good players did a hit on the other player, and I jumped up like the other parents, and I was like, I was totally disgusted with myself because I was like, that's not what it's supposed to be about. That was supposed to be about, and they lost the game, and also part of the problem was like that team he played 2 years for that team. That was the only game they lost. You know, they picked their schedule, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And that was a problem for me too, because now mind you, I'm a guy who played for a high school team. My JV team and high school team were not that good. We had some talented players, but not enough for what was going on around us. So I unfortunately, I don't want to say I got used to losing, but I just dealt with it. And I was worried that my son thought he had this natural, you know what I'm saying, because he was with a winning team and received a participation trophy that he was going to be this great player. And that just wasn't real. I didn't see it then as being realistic. Now, mind you, he's young, so like that could change. And my goal was to always nurse. I would nurse that if he came to me and said he wanted it, if he wanted it. But it had to be on him. It would have had to be on him. But to go back to what you're saying, like I think something happens there that we don't talk about with the helicopter parents. In one way, I think society has this tendency of beating parents down or individuals down. We'll just say black people down, man, so much that you're looking for the lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Like you've been working so hard all your life. And again, they come from the generation just like me that told you the most expensive route was either the best route or you had to be an athlete. And if I couldn't be an athlete, did I have an athlete? Right. You know what I'm saying? So like it's like for them, like I just want to have those nice things that athlete players can provide for their parents. But I think it's a psyche there that's just not being discussed or talked about. Like, where does that come from? Right? You know, like one of my favorite players is Bill Russell. And one of my favorite stories that he told was when he did make it to the pros, he called his dad and told him, hey man, I just signed this huge contract. Pop, you don't have to work anymore. And he just like, first he told him like, well son, I don't want your damn money. And I love that line. I just love that line. Like I'm good. I got this over here. And then what he told him was, he's like, well hell, I done gave this company like 20 years of my best years. They damn sure should get 10 of my worst. You know what I'm saying? Like I instantly fell in love with that story, and I thought it was a microcosm for what you want your parent to be, right? But he also was a man that was able to put himself in position, even in those times, right? He was a man that put himself in a position where he could work. He had a house that he was able to pay for, a car, you know what I'm saying? And he was able to provide enough for his son to go to college, which is what most parents want. You know what I'm saying? Most parents want just to give you, you know what I'm saying, give you a nice ass start. And that has been chipped and taken away era after era after era after era after era. And I think unfortunately, you got those helicopter parents that really want their kid to be that, and they're not that, and vicariously live to themselves. And I think I just think that's a discussion that just need to be had with men anyway. Like I think, like, because I told who I forgot it wasn't my son, but it was a friend of mine. I told him straight. I said one of the saddest days of my life was when I realized the basketball dream was dead. That was a funeral. I've been trying to work something out with a hospital. That was a funeral. Mm-hmm. I'd worked really hard. I was on the cusp of getting a scholarship, and it fell through. And then I just started working 2 jobs, and the 2 jobs meant I couldn't practice as much and it just tailed off, and I kind of accepted it. But the thing that happened though is I didn't have the funeral when I got the 2 jobs. I had to have the funeral 4 years after that.
Right.
So I was carrying that resentment, that anger, that false belief that I was still that athlete I was 4 years ago.
By chance.
You know what I mean? And that's not who you are anymore. And that part of your life is going to have to die so you can survive. Well, excuse me, so you can thrive and not just survive. And I don't think enough men of my age and right under the generation under me has had that funeral yet or had the discussion with themselves to understand, like, and you know, like when they say Matrix, when Neo was in the Matrix and he's like, what happened to the holes? He was like, oh, well, this is how you always see yourself.
They never say.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think and it may, I can't speak for women, but I think it happens to them too, though. I think quite often we remember ourselves when we looked our best. When we were the most athletic, we had less body fat, no injuries, there was no skin blemishes, none of that.
Right.
Didn't need Miss Robbie eye cream for the bags under my eyes, none of that. None of that.
Yeah, forever
You know what I
young.
mean? Like I'm thinking that's still me, and then look at the mirror like, oh man. Or you taking those pictures, you be like, oh, not that angle, no, not that one, not that one, not that one. Right. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think and I know I feel like it's like a tangent, but I feel like it connects to those things and understanding that, you know what I'm saying, like who you were, that person is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Who you're trying to be, that is a journey you're going to take every day for every tomorrow that you see. And that person you were is going to get further behind. And if you keep looking at that, you're going to start tripping up and not going where you need to be, or being that parent that your child is going to need you to be. Because rough times are coming.
Exactly.
And you're going to have to have yourself in a mindset and an understanding that, like, I got to give my son and my daughter some clarity. And
Exactly.
I can't do that if my thoughts are still clouded, right? So
Yeah. And another thing to add to that, before we wrap it up here, there are some parents whose children have made it. John Morant.
My first recollection.
Think about that situation.
Yeah.
The John Morant situation is what it is because John sees his father as his friend. He sees him as one of the boys, not his pops. And that's because that's how his pops has presented himself, because he's been living through Ja all these years. Hell, he's doing it now. I don't know if that behavior is going to curtail itself now that That
P, you got to say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Don't get the show shut down.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah. But we don't know.
Smirch my character, and he is a spawn of Satan.
Oh yeah. See, there you go. There you go. See,
hey, that's not brought it up. I'm just saying.
There you go. Whatever. We're not gonna keep doing this. All right, y'all.
But I do want to pinhole that. I do agree with you on that. That's a good example. I also thought I think another good example in a way that we really should have been happy for, but it seemed like it turned into a toxic situation was the Ball brothers and their father. Like he was an avid promoter. He believed, believed in his son. I really think he taught these 2 or 3 of his sons into the league. He really did. But after that, I believe his behavior became toxic and became more of a destructive force that is not going to allow them to fulfill their full potential as basketball players and maybe as men.
Well, yeah. I mean, people forget that this is still a business, and you have to carry yourself a specific way. And okay, with LeVar Ball, you have a strong black father. He's coming along saying, hey, you know what, my boys are the best, they're this, that, and the third, whatever, because his sons don't talk.
Exactly, Sean. Quick. I'm sorry, I just saw brother. I think you got that before I said it.
He was doing all the talking and promoting for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the powers that be were like, what the hell? you know, and when they were trying to get him to move to the side or whatever, he just kept, no, 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 I'm right here. My boys are the best. You blah blah blah, and eventually there comes that time when there's a fork, and when they put that proverbial fork in the road, they'll come and they'll tell your children, well, hey, you either need to leave your father's side or you can't get this bag.
Yeah.
And that's what has happened, because they jammed, they tried to jam LeVar Ball up on some old nonsense or whatever. I mean, with ESPN and everything, Molly Quorum or whatever, trying to make it like, he was making a pass at her and all that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but you know,
That's what they're gonna do. One of the things I think that's probably not talked about enough, that I think really, because I think the fact that he made his son play in shoes that he shouldn't have are the
right?
reasons why they have these ankle injuries, and that Lamelo, not Lamelo, but
Lonzo,
the Alonzo's, you know what I'm saying? I sincerely hope that, you know what I'm saying, that it's not as bad as it's often reported, because I think Lonzo is a good kid and a good man. I really do. So I
yeah,
kind of feel pity for him. I think he has a particular skill set that probably is not worth the money that his father thinks is worth. But that's just me looking at it from a business standpoint. You know what I mean? But I think that's one thing not talked about enough. You know what I'm saying? You went into this business venture, you made them wear these shoes, you know what I'm saying, as entrepreneurial business. But did you do your due diligence and your homework and make sure these shoes would be able something with structural integrity, you know what I'm saying, to last, you know what I'm saying, a 48-minute game of an athlete going back and forth over and over again. So, like, you know what I'm
exactly.
saying, that's
Exactly. I mean, and I mean, we both know. I mean, basketball is a hard game, and it gets harder. The more you level up
yeah.
at the professional level. What I mean, that 48 minutes is a ain't a breeze. So you out there with inadequate footwear, mm-mm, people need to holler at Grant Hill.
Yeah. Not
Think
not
about.
having your foundation
Hmm.
in a game like that, like, it's, you know what I'm saying, you'll never be able to, like, say, Grant Hill, or
Grant Hill,
Penny
Derrick
Hardaway.
Rose. Yeah, yeah.
Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
Well, I think with Penny Hardaway though, it was just he had degenerative knee
Yeah,
issues.
but I guess I say that to the point of, like, like, which what, like, talent, you know what I'm saying, that we got a glimpse of and never got to see the finished product of. You know what I mean? Like, I like
Right, right,
Penny,
right,
like,
right.
he would be one of the he's like he would be one of the greats. One of the greats.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
really sucked.
Penny was that dude.
Yeah,
For a minute. He was definitely that dude.
yeah.
But getting back to the point that you made about the having adequate equipment, I do believe that LeVar Ball did his sons a major disservice with those shoes. It's basically one of those things where it's like, yo, there's nothing wrong with your aim, but you have to change your target. And unfortunately,
But you on point, boy, because that Zion Williams problem is that's like a whole other issue. Like, I ain't even talking about the shoes on that one. Like, Zion, like, and
yeah,
his inability to not keep his penis where he needs to, and letting the women take pictures and screenshots, like, just all that, just like, his middle name needs to be NDA going forward. Zion NDA Williams. Like, Sean Quick, you own it, dog. You own it. You own it, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
See,
his dad
unfortunately,
did not help him. Did not help him.
well, his
Yeah,
stepfather,
excuse me. Yeah.
yeah, stepfather. You could tell. I mean, these athletes, man, they are some of the most lame and gameless individuals walking the planet. They have no game. They they weren't getting attention from women like that until they became prominent in their
Money.
sport. You
Mm-hmm.
know, what I mean? So, nobody was teaching them how to deal with women. That's why I feel
I
when
mean, honest,
Deion
I look better
Sanders.
with money too, but
True, true. But when Deion Sanders
money.
brought Brittany Renner to speak to his players and everything, everybody was like,
Yeah,
"Oh man, he shouldn't have did that." No, Deion giving them the
that's
game.
exactly
Deion
what
letting
he
them
should have done.
know. More coaches need to do that. Hey, get these Instagram thoughts and all that. The ones y'all salivating over and all that. Hey, bring her ain't on in here. Let her tell you what really is what's up.
Yeah,
Then you make your decisions. You know what I mean? Hey, like they used to say, hey, the more you know, right? That's what it
right.
is. But
Absolutely.
with that being said, man, we have been on here almost 2 hours, and I am out of King PT, so y'all know what that means. That means we have to land this plane. Brother Sean, I appreciate you popping, pulling up on me and all that. Miss Robbie, it has been a pleasure.
First,
Y'all tune in tomorrow for tomorrow's live stream with
Safe
Miss Burkett.
spaces.
Yeah, safe space. Yeah. We doing that tomorrow night, and look forward to seeing you all there. And yeah, any last words for the people, Miss Robbie?
no, you got no last word for the folks. Just
Uh,
keep doing your thing.
all right. It's
Uh,
not.
Kindness is a superpower I think that we all have, and if you have a little bit of it, man, it can change someone's day, week, month, or year. So if you have something to share, I implore you to do so. Kindness can change someone's life. So I would ask you to do that.
All right. That's what's up. I will say, keep on keeping on, even when you feel like you don't have any. Get up and go. All right. That being said, y'all know how we do this. Two fingers equals. Peace. Good night, y'all.
Night.